All right, let's tackle this here. So, a couple things. First off, let's just address quickly last night's game, but then get to the big topic, which obviously is what to do with Joel Embiid. All right, that's the big. I mean, really, it's the biggest topic right now in Philadelphia sports. It really is. I mean, the Eagles will come back center stage this weekend, as they should, and they will, and it's going to be the Eagles over the next 2.5 months, depending on how long they go. But as we sit here this morning, the biggest topic in Philadelphia sports, and it feels like for about 48 hours, is what in like the hell should the Philadelphia 76ers do with Joel Embiid? And obviously you guys know what I'm getting at. To trade him or not, to try to build around him still or not. Put another way, are you in or are you out on Joel Embiid? Let us know at 215-592-9494. Now, John, just addressing last night quickly, and then we'll get really to the bigger picture. He played better, clearly. They lost again. Yeah. Paul George got injured. They got slightly, I believe it was slightly more than 5 minutes of Maxey, Embiid, and Paul George together, which really means it doesn't even count. Really, it doesn't count. I mean, because you and I are going to have a count on how many games they play together. Last night really doesn't even count as one because, Maxey barely played in the first half, and then Paul George got injured. Like, last night doesn't count as a game together. It was the first time
all season we're going to see the big three, and what was that?
Doesn't count.
Really little three.
Didn't it feel like there was this grand plan, and everyone was sort of like, wink, wink, hey, it'll all be okay. Don't you guys worry. And then...
And by the way, 2 and 12.
That, yeah. Oh, and then it sort of catches up with you, and then it's like, man, we're 2 and 12. Yeah. 2 and what? Oh, now last night, it really did. There was a moment at the end of that game where it felt like as Joel is bending over trying to catch his breath at the end of the game,
I noticed,
you could see the look
that.
on his face, like, wow, this got away. Didn't this get away? I could not have imagined this getting to this point because I thought we were going to put it all together, the big three, and we were going to figure out a way to, on this happy reunion night of the big three, we were going to come out here and play some good basketball, even though I wasn't always trying my hardest. I did try harder this time than I did the last time, and I tried harder this time than I did the time before that. You realize that the Sixers, and this is courtesy of Elliot, the Sixers are now 0-4 in games that Joel played this year. I mean, just tack that on as an addendum to the 2 and 12.
So 2 and 8 without him, 0-4 with him. Yeah,
with Joel Embiid.
All right, so here's the deal today. I really want to hear from you. We're going to get to a lot of Eagles again, including Corey Clement and Jason Kelsey today, and some of the notable pieces of audio in the last few days related to the Eagles. But the big thing is what to do with Joel. And we'll turn to you heavy today on the phone lines at 215-592-9494 for what you think the answer should be and what you think the answer will be. Now, let me just put this disclaimer out there at the start of the show. If you don't know, our understanding of it is that he actually cannot be traded during this season, related to the timing of when he signed that deal and that there's a 6-month NBA rule that you can't be traded thereafter, and that 6 months occurs after the NBA trade deadline this, late winter, early spring, whatever the exact date is. So bottom line is it looks like he's their guy for this season. Whether you like it or not, that is our sense of it as we sit here this morning. Now, it doesn't really fundamentally change the nature of the conversation, which is, do you think the Sixers should be in or out on Embiid? Now, obviously, it removes the immediacy of being able to trade him, this week if you're inclined. But you guys get the drill. I mean, big picture is still big picture. Do you believe in trying to build with him or not is really the question.
He turned on his teammates last night.
He
showed us that he turned on his teammates. I mean, it feels like it's the beginning of the end. Last night, Joel, after the game, basically saying, just don't worry, put it all on me. The passive-aggressive thing, everything's my fault, put it all on me. They're teaming up on me. They're ganging up on me. It's all on me.
So I don't think he's turning on.
I thought it was so childish.
I don't think he's turning on his teammates when he makes those comments. I think he's turning on the fans. Okay. When he makes those comments, I think that's. Now I don't think he's throwing Tyrese under the mouth.
I don't understand why you stop there. I feel like he's excluding everyone. He's holding himself above and separate.
Well, he is, and I'm not saying that's good. I mean, look, it is. There is a truism to it. He is the main guy. He's the focal point. I think when he goes passive-aggressive in that regard, because I agree with you, John, but my thing is I don't think he's dogging Tyrese Maxey. I think he's saying to the fans, screw you guys. You know, you guys expect too much. And by the way, I think he's wrong. Okay, let me be clear. I think he's wrong. But I think that's him lashing out at fans rather than I'm lashing out at Andre Drummond as my backup center. That's just my sense of it. Mm-hmm. Look, let me tell you where I'm at on Embiid. I'm not out. I'm not out on Joel Embiid. And I know that at this point, that is probably a minority opinion, at least according to our poll yesterday it is. You know, we had a poll question yesterday. Do you think the Sixers should trade Embiid? You kind of like begin the process of trading Embiid, and 64% said yes. So 36 were of the mind said no. 64 said yes yesterday. Here's why I'm not out on Embiid. And let me be clear, I'm not happy with him, and I'm not happy with this situation overall at all. I'm not. Of course not. But I do want to see these guys play together, namely Embiid, Maxey, and Paul George, to see what I got, to give it a shot. I'm not saying the Sixers are very likely to win a title. They are not very likely to win a title with him. I know this for damn sure. They got no shot without him. Zero. And they will probably have a 0% chance for a good couple years because that's just the nature of how it goes in the NBA. So I would rather take a 3% swing at it than a 0% swing at it over the next couple years.
Geez.
That's just me.
Over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
See, to me at this point, that is too emotionally exhausting. That concept of having to endure this joke for any length of time. I mean, really, this season is going to be such a slog, knowing that that we got to deal with a 30-year-old child.
If you could trade him now,
and his impetuous tantrums.
If you could trade him right now, which you can't, but like just conceptually, if you could trade him for a couple first-round draft picks and pick swaps, you would do it today if you could, John? Yeah,
I do, because I think it's going to erode farther down the line. I think it can only get worse. Right now, he was trying. He was trying last night.
He did play better. You got to acknowledge that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. He put all the effort out there last night, and he expected that to lead to a win. And then you know what happened? When all the chips are on the table, and he hadn't really been playing too much, previously prior to last night, he ended up with, what was it, about a minute left.
Well, he turned the ball over.
It's 4 point. It's a 4-point game, and he throws the ball to nowhere.
Well, you expected
because he's a little bit rusty. He's a little bit out of sync with his teammates. You got to remember,
these guys haven't played together. I forget which player it was. There was two different guys over there. I think he thought one of them was going to be in the corner for an open three.
Of course, and he threw the ball away. He turned it over. That was the closest we got all night. It really would have been a turning point, a turning moment of the game.
They had a shot.
And he totally blew it.
It's about 35 seconds left. They had a shot either for him to go to the basket or a corner three, and it got totally
Your teammates are holding meetings now because of you, and then you didn't take it seriously enough. You took it seriously, not seriously enough. I need to see more growth and development from a 30-year-old.
So you're out.
I am as close to out as you can be without being out for certain and with the door locked.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
But the door's a little bit open. Yeah, look at you, John Ritchie.
I guess the key can be found.
Right. Well, look, we'll ask you where you stand on Joel. And
you're not going to ask me, Joe?
I am going to ask you. I am. In due time. 215-592-9494. All right, in or out on Embiid? Where you stand, what you think. I do believe if you turn the page, it's a 5 to 7 year rebuild. I really believe that. So I'm just not in the mood for that. But I recognize with him here, you're not likely to win it. It's a conundrum. What to do, let us know. 215-592-9494. Big show today. Corey Clement in studio with us. Jason Kelsey on the program. Phone calls throughout the show. And we'll get you ready for the Eagles and Rams, obviously, as we get closer to Sunday as well. Joe DeCamera, John Ritchie. It's 94 WIP.